I mean, like for the liveries themselves, are you just using the built-in decals, or do you have pictures that you're uploading to help? Oh god. Gotta. Yeah, I feel like 15K is tiny, but I don't know, somehow like people manage to compress them in a way where like they can get like massive pictures in one go. I know sometimes they'll like put it into like layers or whatever, but alright, can we finish this lap? Let's get her done. Oh, so check this out. I didn't go over this yesterday. But yesterday at work, right? I have a coworker that works in the same department as me, right? And our manager went on vacation starting yesterday, right? So it's up to us to handle most of his day-to-day shit, right? So she takes her lunch, right? And one of the things that we have to do is we have to monitor the queue of incoming calls to ensure that we don't have calls waiting for too long, right? And this is something that we usually do like throughout the day. But if we're the only one available, then you know we got to be a little more diligent with the queue monitoring, right? So she gets back from her lunch, and I take my lunch. So now it's her responsibility to watch the queues, right? I get back from lunch. Tell me how there's like 20 plus calls in queue. So I messaged her when I got back. I was like, hey, did we send out another escalation? She was like, no. And I was like, alright. So I sent out an escalation to get our supervisors and other people to help lower the call volume, right? She was like, are there calls holding? I was like, well, yeah, there's 12 right now. And she was like, I didn't see it. So I'm like, okay, well, that's kind of fucked. But then we had a meeting with our supervisor, well, not our supervisor, with my manager's manager, plus the two managers for the call center, right? And she wants to check on us to make sure that we're doing all right in our manager's absence, right? So I'm sitting here waiting for my coworker to begin, you know, discussing what's going on. And then she messages me. She was like, you can go ahead and share your screen. I'm like, why am I doing this? So not only did you drop the ball, but now you want me to explain to my boss's boss how we dropped the ball without throwing you under the bus. Like, granted, I'm not blaming you for the situation. Like, you know, programs, they mess up all the time. But, like, for me to have to explain that without... Oh, God. For me to have to explain that without really explaining what happened. Like, I could have been like, oh, yeah, Megal, I went on lunch and her program crashed. That's why we have all these calls holding. It wasn't my fault. It was her fault. But I had to somehow come up with rationale without explaining that. And then she didn't even mention it either. So I'm like, why are you putting me on the spot when this is more or less your screw up? Like, you are the one who needs to explain why we were holding 20 calls at one point, not me. I was on lunch. I just got back from lunch and I have to explain why there's 20 calls holding. I'm like, bro. I thought his name was Kidney. Unless his full name is Kidney Whiskers. But yeah, dude, I was a little peeved off at that. Whatever. Woo. Did you want to say something to me, or are you just poking your head in? Yeah, you see, I know I like initiated a conversation, but I still got the headphones on, so I can't really hear you that well. Punch the mic.